quick tip here. I have a little bit of a gap here on the edges. We got some good, glue squeeze out. The other side's perfect. I want to put some wood filler in here, but I want to match it. So what I did was, I got an old scrap board, and I got some sawdust that I had laying around the shop from the project. I'm going to take a little bit of glue. We're going to make our own wood filler. Take a little bit of glue. I'm going to put the glue in there. You don't have to put too much. It's going to soak it up a little bit, but you got to work quick. Just mash it around. Get that glue worked in there. Make a nice, tight bond between the sawdust and the glue. And that'll give you a form of wood putty. And then what we'll do is, we can take this wood putty and we can work it into the grooves. All right, so that's neat. It's almost like kneading dough for a pizza. Let's put a little more. This way we know we get it good. And you can see how the glue actually works right into the sawdust, making a kind of a pasty, almost like an epoxy. But you see how it's becoming a wood filler? Okay, so now you want to work quick because glue dries pretty fast, this wood glue. I'm going to just take it, and you can take it with your finger, you can take it with I'm using a clothespin here, and I'm going to just work it right into the groove here. This is going to close up my gap. Let me back you up a little bit, maybe you can see better. All right, so right here we have that little bit of a gap. So what I want to do is I'm just going to take this wood filler I just made, and I'm going to work it in. Take some on your finger, work it in there. And then obviously, once you sand it down and level everything off, it'll just disappear. And you'll be left with a nice, tight joint. No one will ever see that little gap that's in there. Okay, so we're just working that in there. And what's really good about doing this is that you're using the sawdust from the project that you're doing. So once you sand it down, it's all going to match perfect color. Sometimes you get a wood filler, you put it in there, and then when you stain it, or you sand it down and then you clear coat it, it just shows up and looks like it's in rough shape. This here is going to be easy to sand later. I'm just going to get some of the excess off that we're not going to have to worry about sanding later. Okay, scratch that right off. And now the seam, I'll give you a little close-up here. So here's our wood filler, a little bit of glue and sawdust. Now later on when this cures and dries, there'll be no gap, it'll be seamless. We'll just hit it with the orbital sander, and that's it. Everything will be great. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.